Welcome back. So a few weeks ago, a friend hit me up on Facebook and said, "Hey, how would you like to join a drag race?" And basically the budget is $2,500. You can either buy a car for 2,500 bucks and run it as is, or you can buy a car for like $1,000 and have $1,500 to put in it and make it faster. So I mean, there's not many cars out there that can run a pretty decent time for that price, but there's a couple rules that were made up so far. Basically, the car doesn't have to have a title, so that being said, you can get a cheaper car with no title, no paperwork. Doesn't, I guess, really have to be street legal, but it has to be a car. It has to have four wheels. Cannot be a motorcycle. Cannot be a quad. It cannot be, I think that's it. But so of course I said yes, let's do it. So right now I'm heading to Atlanta. I was able to buy a car of a winning bid of $875. So with the auction fees and all of that, of course the price went up to $1,355, and I'll post that on the screen right now because I have to show proof of the purchase. So again, the car doesn't have a title, it's a parts only car. That's why it went so cheap, but it is a nice one. It's got the nice interior, nice seats. So heading to Atlanta right now. It's like a 3.5 hour drive. I hate going to Atlanta, but somebody has to do it. And I could have shipped it, but then the price would go up. So at this point I have a little bit over $1,000 left to spend on the car, which you'll see that I will need to buy some front end parts because it is wrecked in the front. Don't care as much about the body parts, but like, I'm sure it's gonna need a radiator, probably intercooler, which all those parts are pretty cheap. So and also I'm not sure, it could be tuned. I mean, this car, if you can see the pictures that I post, the car has aftermarket wheels, looks like it might have an aftermarket exhaust. It's possibly already tuned. So I don't know, I guess let's pick it up and see what it's all about. Got a bill of sale in hand. Let's just get the car loaded up and head back because it's so hot out here. It's like 95 degrees here in Atlanta, North Atlanta. Let's get out of here. Damn. Well, just gonna have to one wheel it on this side for now. Got 100 miles to go. It's kind of low, but maybe it'll do. Not sure what happened. I think the brakes locked up and it just got super hot and melted the bearings. Well, that was fun. Almost lost the wheel. Decided to take back roads from Atlanta because it was like rush hour and I didn't want to be stuck in Atlanta traffic for hours. And I don't know, I guess the brakes got hot on the left side on the trailer and the wheel started falling off. I saw a bunch of smoke. I was like, oh crap, I hope it's not on fire. Luckily it wasn't. I think I caught it just in time, but what I did was I removed that wheel and strapped the axle up, and I think I should be able to make it home because I got 100 miles left, and I just put brand new tires, 10 ply on that trailer, so that one tire should be more than enough. And it's just a Ford Focus. It's not like it's a crazy heavy car. So fingers crossed we make it. This is a nice ride through the mountains. Not with the trailer on 3 wheels. Well, I just made it home on 3 wheels. This one's probably gonna fall off next week, but that's the side effects of having a trailer. I mean, this thing's been good to me for about 7-8 years. I bought it brand new in 2017, 2018, but it's been abused. So, I mean, I just changed the bearing on that side a few weeks ago, and I put brand new tires on it. But I guess when one bearing goes, they all go pretty much the same time. So, I guess I'm just gonna replace all 4 bearings once again. But that's not what this video is all about. This video is about this 2013 Ford Focus ST that's gonna be in a drag race at the end of July, beginning of August at some point. So let's take a closer look inside. It does have a key, and the knee bag is blown and the steering bag is blown, which is fine. I'm gonna just remove them. I don't need airbags for the race. Interior looks pretty decent. There's a half a bumper here, maybe another half in the trunk. I don't know. There's no power right now. I need to take the battery out and charge it. But I do like the wheels, and the tires are pretty new, which I'm gonna be removing these wheels. These are 18s, 245 40 18. I'll use them on a different car. Looking at this hood, it's already been wrecked before at some point. This is all Bondo peeling off. The paint job doesn't look that great, so it's been wrecked before. Don't really care. Doesn't have a title. It is a parts only. Let me unstrap this hood and we'll take a look under the hood. 2JZ engine, no shit. That's cool. I see a few stickers here. I see a Cobb sticker. This thing is possibly already tuned. The cover for the fuse box is missing. I don't really like that because water could have got in there. Maybe that's why it doesn't start. I'm not sure, but it is a bigger hit than I thought. All of this is just a reinforcement, but then some of the frame got a little tweaked here, and then the apron up here. The strut tower, however, looks like it's in place, which is good. The wheel got slightly pushed back, but I think it's just the lower control arm. That's what usually is. Worst case, it could be the subframe. Also, not a big deal. Looking at the intercooler here, it may be good. The boot is ripped, but the cooler itself looks pretty solid. All I see is some damage right here, which is not bad. I'm gonna figure out a way to pressure test it at home and see if it'll hold. If it does, that's gonna save me, you know, a couple $100 here and there. And looks like I will need a radiator. I don't see any coolant. The belt is ripped. But let's see if there's oil. Ooh, there's no oil. That's not good. I don't like that. Oh man. There's a hole in the oil pan. There's legit a hole in the oil pan. Oh man. That's not good. That's not good at all. Just confirmed there is a hole in the oil pan, and there's no oil, so I don't know. That's the thing about auctions, is you don't know if, you know, when they wrecked it, if they left it running for a while with no oil, or maybe they shut it off and it just drained out by itself. You just never know. So what I'm gonna have to do is put a new oil pan on, or maybe patch that one temporarily just to put some oil in it and run it and just listen to the engine. If it's knocking, it's knocking. It is what it is. That's why I still have over $1,000 in to spend, which if the engine is bad, it's gonna go quick. But then again, you know, the intercooler could be good. So you know, condenser and all that I will not need. I will be deleting the AC system completely. The compressor's underneath, I'm pretty sure it's busted. And yeah, the more I delete, the lighter the car is gonna be. I might even remove the doors. I don't know if that's going to be allowed for the drag strip or not, but you know, it's worth a try. It is weird that I thought it was a ST3. It may not be, because it does have Recaro seats, which are in pretty good shape. You know, they're a little dirty here and there, but they're in decent shape, and I do love the Recaros and the STs. It's got a short shifter, I think. It feels like it's not stock, but it doesn't have like the Navi screen, which is kind of weird. And it is a push to start still. So I don't know, some people order these, kind of weird, but I think this whole thing might have been painted at some point, like plastic dipped or something. I don't know. Nice wheels though. So just the wheels and the interior alone is probably worth what I paid for the whole car, which was a little bit over $1,300. Anyways, tomorrow I'm gonna take some of this apart, possibly pull a little bit, just to, you know, free up some space over here around the pulleys and all that. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull the battery out and throw it on the charger. It is a Walmart battery. I don't know what year it is, but it's worth a try. I'll charge it. If not, it's another expense. Let's hope for the best. Oh yeah, and by the way, it does have some kind of aftermarket exhaust. I think it's just a catback. I'm not sure, but something funky's going on over here. There's like a little, well, I'll show it better in the daytime. It's getting dark. There's some kind of piping going on. I don't know. Kind of curious how this thing's gonna sound. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since I picked this up, and haven't done anything to the car. Obviously it's still strapped in on the trailer. I did charge the battery and it tested good. It's a Walmart cheap battery, but it's a 2023 and it actually charged up and is saying that it's good. So I can just put that right back in. As far as the trailer goes, I was able to fix the bearings and stuff like that. As you can see, there's still some bearings laying around. Luckily it didn't mess up the axle too bad, so I just replaced both bearings and a new seal, put it back together. The wheels are looking straight. That bearing was actually loose as well, so I ended up tightening that and greased them all again. All four wheels check out, so I have my trailer back. This trailer has had a really rough life. I bought this in 2018, and on the day I bought it, I actually broke it in half. But since then, it's been welded and doubled on the frame and another angle there just for extra strength. So this thing will never break again, besides maybe another bearing or the wheel falls off. But let's focus on this Ford Focus ST for the drag race competition that I'm in. And it is hit more than I expected. I mean, you couldn't really tell by the pictures, and it is a parts only, so wasn't really paying attention, I guess. But I think I mentioned earlier that there's a huge fat hole in the oil pan. That being said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to patch that hole temporarily, dump, you know, 4 or 5 quarts of oil in it, and try to start this thing and make sure that the engine actually runs and doesn't have a knock. I'm hoping that no one ran this thing after that hole appeared, and that seems to be the case. I mean, it wasn't a run and drive, so I don't think they attempted to start it being without oil. But with the auctions, you never know, somebody could have came up and tried to start it, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's gonna suck if the engine is bad. I'm gonna have to try to rebuild it, and like I said, the budget's $2,500. So far I'm like $1,300 in it, so I do have a little bit of a budget. But the good news is, I think that maybe the intercooler, the aftermarket intercooler, is actually good. It seems to be pretty solid. I'll have to pressure test it somehow. If you have any ideas, let me know how I can pressure test an intercooler without installing it. Maybe like put it in a pool of water or something and pressurize it to like 20 psi, 30 psi, something like that. But that's another problem. It does have some frame damage. As you can see, it looks like the strut tower is actually in place, is okay, but the end over here on the fender apron thing is gonna have to be probably pulled or possibly replaced, which shouldn't be that bad, but then again, who knows. So before it starts pouring rain again, it's been raining for like days and it's supposed to rain today, so the goal is patch the hole, put oil in it, and try to get this thing running. I got the front end lifted, and it looks like my idea will probably not work because the whole pan is cracked. It's got a crack going all the way around. It's not just a hole here, so I won't be able to patch it unless maybe if I take the AC compressor off, because the AC compressor on these cars actually gets bolted to the oil pan, and that's what happened. Was when the accident happened, the lower support, the radiator support, actually pushed into the compressor, and that's what broke the oil pan, which is not a problem because I am just gonna delete the whole compressor altogether. I don't need AC in this thing, and I just don't want to change the oil pan if the engine's gonna knock. So I wish I could get it running for like at least a few seconds just to hear the engine. So let me see what I can do. I'm gonna take some of this stuff apart real quick and see if I can get a better idea of what's happening. There's some mulch in there. That's good. So the alternator also snapped, but it doesn't look like it broke off the engine or anything, so that's good. It's just the alternator itself. That's fine. That's a part we can replace. But look at this huge fat hole in this oil pan. I'm thinking just to dump a few quarts of oil, just to, so at least it sucks something up, builds a little bit of oil pressure, and then run it for a few seconds, because I really don't see any other option right now besides replacing the oil pan, which I don't want to do if the engine knocks. New plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it back down, roll it off the trailer without starting it, and then I want to get this pulled out so I can take the whole front end apart. And then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull up my winch, because I mean, don't judge, I'm working with a $2,500 budget here, so I can't take it to a frame guy. Frame guy is going to charge me like $1,500 just to pull this out, so I can't do that. I'm going to pull it with the winch, give me some room, remove everything in the front, lift up the car, get in the garage, lift up the car, possibly maybe take the oil filter off and cut it open and see if there's any metal. That'll give me an idea if the bearings are worn, and if I see any metal in there, obviously it's gonna knock. So that's just an idea, and I think I'm gonna go with it. Well, it's off the trailer, but I'm having a hard time rolling this thing around because this wheel did actually get pushed back. The lower control arm is bent. That will need to be replaced. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this wheel and put just a regular wheel on there. That way I can actually roll the car around, and then put it towards the garage and try to pull this out. Dang, I'm missing a wheel lock. I was hoping that I had one that would fit, but it's too big. So I'm gonna have to go get a 5/8 socket and knock those things off. Why do people even waste their money on these locks? If somebody wants your wheels, they're gonna take them. Trust me. Just like that, I stole your wheels. Yes, I could just go to the store and buy one of these lock keys, but who has time for that when you got a 5/8 12-point socket and a hammer? Hopefully that axle is gonna be all right. It got pretty twisted right there where the boot is, because the whole strut got pushed back because of the bent control arm right here. And I guess I might as well get this fender out of the way to give me more room for the, you know, spare wheel or whatever. Taking a closer look at this frame damage, it looks like everything is straight up until this point. So if I have to, I'll just chop it right there. This is just the end of the frame. The actual main important frame where the subframe mounts and everything is straight. The strut is straight. Control arm needs to be replaced just so the wheel can go back forward where it needs to be. And then I could just cut right here also and replace that. So no big deal. Or I can just even leave it. I don't care. I mean, this is just for one race, and that's it. Lowrider. Reason why I put the wheel without a tire, I just want to make sure I have clearance over there when I turn the wheel, just so I can get it aligned with the garage. And then once we get the control arm replaced, I can either put the same aftermarket wheel on, or I'll run something else, because I like to keep those wheels. And also I want to keep the Recaro seats and everything, because I can use those in other cars, and if I do lose the race, I have to give up the car. I'm not giving up those seats or the wheels. Good luck.